Hello and good morning. Today is Friday, 19th or 18th of December. This is our third video on learning British accent. If you're watching this live, you're actually welcome. For those that have been invited, if you have any questions, you can ask, and if you have any form of inquiry, you're very much welcome to ask your question. It's an open room for each and every person to contribute his quarter to the topic we're going to talk about. It appears that some of us are not present here at the moment. For those that are present, if we've got any questions, you can ask, and then I might answer the questions. And if you don't really have a question that you deem necessary for a proper conversation in this video, well, of course, you can actually send me a DM. I can actually give you the answer, and everyone is rightly privileged to ask questions in a manner to which pleases a person. So I do respect individual preferences and privacy. Privacy is, of course, one of the most important criteria in our livelihood. But for those that can actually openly ask their questions and don't mind others hearing and actually rectifying or mending their own personal problems with that regard, you can actually ask your questions, and then we can move much further, from there. Well, for those that are new to this page, this is British English class. You can call it Basic English, you can call it English 001, and whatever way you wish to call it, but we are here to teach people how to speak English, how to pronounce words properly in English, and also how to read comprehensions and necessary information that regards our spoken language, that to personally improve how we speak and how to speak. It is of no doubt that we lay much emphasis, and rightly so, on learning British accent, because it's the mother of all English language around the world. It's known to academia that Britain actually colonized America. So we are the mother of the language, and hence the need for each and every community, society, vicinity, and that around the world to actually comply or give in to our method of language, teaching skills and methodology, because we are the mother of the language itself. So I'm not using this as a strutting ideology or making it sound demeaning to other people that speak English, and that's actually contrary to the reality. I'm just making an emphasis on the fact that there are certain means by which language can be learned, and one should adhere to actual sources by which language actually originated, and learning it with pride. I've actually, from my experience, and let me give you an experience that I've had with other people, given the fact that I emphasise and believe that, learning English in the British accent is of utmost importance, lots of people around the world teach English language, especially oral English. Having known the rules and the regulations and, the diphthong and the, short vowel sounds, there are certain, things that you can actually teach students and acquire the knowledge yourself as a teacher. But the pronunciation, the actual pronunciation of words can actually be done only by a British person, because it requires utmost knowledge of the accent to actually portray the pronunciation accurately and articulately. So it does actually require one to learn the language, But personally, in my experience, I've seen lots of people teaching phonics in oral English, and the pronunciation students seem to assimilate is actually very, very far from the actual pronunciation of the words. And so when a British person who's got the native language actually speaks the words, they sound a bit strange to the understanding of the knowledge, existing knowledge of the student. So, it's not more of a self, proclaimed identity. No, it's not that. It's not a self-proclaimed identity. It is actually, a naturally inherent ideology and belief that British accent can only be, taught by British people because they've got the actual pronunciation of the words. Now, let me give you an example. You do not need, a British person doesn't actually need an extra class to actually understand his language or teach his language. However, there are certain rules and regulations that one has to learn, in order to teach students about the rules of how to carry on that particular, procedure. But nonetheless, the ability to communicate that information is inherently there for a British person. So it's more of, an individual, knowledge that, being British, it's more advantageous. It's proportionately to the person's advantage to see the language more accurately than the other way round. So if anyone is actually listening, this is British, accent. If you want to learn the British accent, you want to learn how to speak like a British, or you want to learn how to improve your speaking, skills, you can actually join this video. We can actually go ahead. You've got a question you can ask, and then let's move much further. You've got nothing to pay, to learn the British accent. You can actually just join, and we go further to understand your problems and try to find a solution to them. Now, if no one is actually posing a question, I can actually give a topic on TH sound in English. Yeah, TH sound. Now, in English, we've got two TH sounds. There's the silent sound, and there's the buzzy sound. We've got the sound, and we've got the sound. So these are the two sounds we have on a TH word. If I have the opportunity, I might use, the privilege of writing those words down for you to see, so we can actually go much further on this. So, for example, the TH sound, the word, it is actually, for example, if we use the word TH EY, that's they. So there's a difference between they and thank you or thank. So you hear the word thank, it's a bit silent, but they has a buzzy sound. So it's got two different sounds. So when you're reading certain words in English, it actually requires you to understand the concept and ideology of the philosophy of how to give the appropriate sound for what you are reading. So, for example, the sound of the letter TH when it comes to them and think, you hear that the sound is different. It actually varies. Them, think. These are two different sounds. So without me saying it, you know where the buzzy sound is by knowing the word. And the question might be, someone might ask is, how do you know the exact words that carry the buzzy sound and the silent sound? Well, that requires further practice and accumulation of the particular words online that actually carries those sounds. And lots of practice when you're reading comprehensions, it actually gives you the opportunity to assimilate all the familiar words that carry such sound. So what I mean is, gradual process of learning actually helps you to accumulate, an extensive knowledge about the, disparity between the two sounds individually. So if you are watching now, you can actually join, and then let's go further. This is English pronunciation tips. Now, much further than that, we're going to have an extra class where we're going to teach people how to